What if I told you some of the things you're eating and drinking every single day are quietly accelerating aging at the cellular level, damaging your DNA, draining your energy, and weakening your immune system? And it gets worse after 50 because now your body can't compensate like it used to. Today, I'm going to break down the worst foods and drinks for aging, what they're doing inside your cells, and how this ties into autophagy, NAD, inflammation, and your gut barrier. So let's start with something shocking: water. I tested my own water and found PFOA, a forever chemical. This is used in non-stick cookware, cosmetics, cleaning products, and my levels exceeded the acceptable limit by 98,650%. That means just drinking water, I was slowly poisoning myself. What this does inside your body: these forever chemicals don't break down for hundreds to thousands of years. They accumulate in your body, especially brain tissue, liver, and kidneys. And here's where it connects deeper. These toxins increase DNA damage. And as I've explained in other videos, your body responds by activating PARPs, which are DNA repair enzymes. PARPs consume NAD. Here's the problem: as you age, PARP activity increases, means more DNA damage, and then NAD levels decline. So that means less energy, ATP drops, less cellular repair, faster aging. And ATP dropping isn't a good thing because you need ATP for your immune system. So autophagy is your body's cellular cleanup system. It removes damaged proteins, clears toxins, and recycles components into energy, ATP, which is important for your immune system. But toxins like PFOA overwhelm autophagy, increase inflammation, and disrupt mitochondrial function, meaning less ATP. So, for forever chemicals like PFOA are weakening your immune system by reducing ATP. So, as a solution, you need a high-quality water filter that removes forever chemicals, because your liver and kidneys, they lose a detox capacity as you age. So now for foods that deplete zinc. So this includes refined carbs, starches, maltodextrin. If you look at the food labels on many of the foods at the grocery store, many of them have maltodextrin. So maltodextrin is something to avoid, because if zinc is depleted, then that's also going to weaken your immune system. Depleted zinc or low zinc levels can also lead to a chromatin remodeling, such as chromatin being opened at oncogenic loci, or in other words, increased cancer risk. And also modified food starch and wheat flour, those also deplete zinc. And many other foods in the grocery store also contain wheat flour if you look at the ingredients. So zinc is critical for proper autophagy signaling in immune cells, T cell function, and reducing chronic inflammation. And without zinc, autophagy becomes inefficient, immune cells age faster, and you become more vulnerable to disease. So with high sugar and refined carbs, sugar binds to proteins, forming advanced glycation end products. These damage collagen, reduce elasticity, and impair movement and balance. It could also impair or inhibit immune cells from infiltrating inside tumors, because AGEs, or advanced glycation end products, they make the cross-linking so thick that the immune cells cannot get inside the tumors, so the immune cells are excluded. Now, up next is even worse, with the ECM being rigid and immune cells being excluded from tumors, is that high sugar means more oxidative stress, means more DNA damage. And cancer also grows from DNA damage. So, DNA damage plus immune exclusion are not a good combination. So basically, more DNA damage means more PARP activation, means more NAD depletion, which is not good because as people age again and get older, they have less NAD, hence why they are more susceptible to disease. So the result is lower ATP and then faster aging. Now, even to make things worse, sugar and fat combinations, a deadly combo, such as BBQ meats with sugary sauces, donuts, French fries. This combination increases inflammation, damages arteries, even affects mood and cognition, but it also does something else with the immune cells, where the immune cells they have trouble with, or they struggle between choosing to either use sugar as a fuel source or fats as a fuel source. So, or in other words, metabolic gridlock. So that's the effect of combining sugar with fats, or high carbs with fats. Now, the brain effects of high sugar with fats is that increases neuroinflammation. So what this could end up doing is that it could possibly or theoretically block or impair the brain from communicating with the immune system, because the neuroinflammation kind of acts like a sort of smokescreen. But that's beyond the scope of this video. So another issue here is seed oils because of cell membrane damage. If you look at a lot of foods at the grocery store, you'll find a lot of different kinds of seed oils in the ingredients list, such as soybean oil, sunflower oil, canola oil. Also, palm oil is very common. Palm oil has also been linked to cancer risk. And seed oils, they get stored in your cell membranes, and it can take 1.5 years to remove them. So it's better to replace seed oils with healthy fats. So seed oils, they oxidize easily, increase inflammation, and then this affects ATP production and autophagy efficiency. So if seed oils is affecting autophagy, then that means that seed oils are also affecting the occludin claudin tight junction proteins in your stomach. So possibly loosening them and allowing endotoxins to leak, which can be problematic, because if seed oils are affecting autophagy, then that means autophagy is also affecting the gut. So some better options than seed oils, the ones that you find at the grocery store, or the better options are butter, tallow, lard, and olive oil. And also increase fish oil to repair membranes. So onto refined soy protein. So soy protein isolate is found in protein bars and processed foods. Again, if you look at the ingredients list at the grocery store, you might find soy protein. So highly refined soy may contain hexane residue, which is a solvent, and the observed effects is poor skin, brittle hair, aged appearance, and most importantly, liver gallbladder stress. So without a functioning liver, you might not be able to absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Immune system could also be impaired along with other problems. Another issue is low-fat foods, because low-fat diets remove vitamin K2. And K2 matters because it moves calcium out of arteries and into the bones. Without K2, there's arterial stiffness, joint calcification, and even arthritis. So autophagy helps regulate damaged tissue and mineral balance, but without key nutrients like K2, repair processes fail and aging accelerates. So there's a link with K2 and autophagy. Onto magnesium. As you age, sleep declines, and magnesium is critical for deep sleep and relaxation. Magnesium is also required for ATP production. So magnesium is great for your immune system because the immune system needs huge amounts of ATP. And here's another critical tip is salt. don't cut salt. You need quality salt like Himalayan salt, especially for higher potassium, for such as 4,700 milligrams a day of potassium, because you need sodium to produce stomach acid. So stomach acid helps absorb nutrients and electrolytes. Sodium also helps stomach acid to digest protein. So protein is good not only to build muscle, but also for your immune system. So if you want to slow aging, you don't just eat healthier, you protect your cells. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.